Today we're going to look at multi-step forms inside Klaviyo. Okay, so this is a blank Klaviyo account. We're just going to navigate on the left-hand navigation to sign up forms. And here you can create new forms, which we are going to do as an example. Now, multi-step forms are available as pop-ups, and you can see some here. Multi-step email and SMS, 2-tap for SMS only deals. Everyone probably knows what these are. Basically, it's a form, a pop-up, or an overlay that has more than one slide. So you'll have potentially 2 or 3 slides where you can gather different stages of information, such as slide 1, email address, slide 2, SMS number, possibly even slide 3, some zero-party data, or even in various orders like zero-party data up front, and then email address and SMS, and then a thank you screen or presenting a discount code on screen. And so you're going from just a standard one-step form with just one entry point and a thank you page to having any number of slides. So page 1, page 2, page 3, etc. So you can build these however you want for your business. In this example, we'll just start with a template here. And when you create a new form, the first thing you want to do is name it appropriately and choose which list you want the data to be submitted to. So if you've got like a consolidated master list for all emails and say SMS, if they go into 2 separate lists, or you could have them going into one list, you would define that at the first page and then create your form. Now you can build forms from scratch, so you don't have to use these pre-populated examples. You can create them completely blank and build them as you need them for your business. But for the purposes of this example, we're just throwing up one that is like a pre-populated example. So here you can see on the top navigation bar, you have these various steps here. Step 1 is the email email opt-in. Step 2, the SMS opt-in, and the success page. Now, this is like a what you see is what you get editor, a WYSIWYG editor, same as what you have on the left. With your slides, you can rearrange, regroup them. So you could start with SMS first, then email, or start with email first, or you could create something that captures some zero-party data. You could start leading in with capturing some information about your potential consumers, your leads up front. So you have the option of rearranging your slides as needed for the purpose. And then you have your slides presented below. And all of these are administered from the control panel on the left. So the targeting and behavior is going to globally control the parameters of the entire overlay, the whole pop-up. So from here you can choose when a consumer is going to see this, whether it's a global site-wide pop-up, or you may have it appear just on a specific product page or a specific point or action point that someone takes. You can choose how fast this loads, whether it loads on just desktop, just mobile, or desktop and mobile. You may design one for desktop and design a different version for mobile. And then you can choose if you wanted to change things to trigger the pop-up based on specific rules. So that might be that this pop-up shows when someone scrolled 30% of the page, 40% of the page, or 50% of the page, or whatever it is that is appropriate for your needs. You can block specific people from seeing this pop-up, returning customers or new customers, people from specific lists or segments. And like I said earlier, you can have this show on specific URLs, specific pages only, and so on. So all global parameters for a multi-step form are controlled on the left here. And then you'll probably be familiar with the standard styling options on the left. So for each slide, You can go through and change the layouts, the size, the height and width. You can change all the style sheets, so the fonts, the colors, the images, the fonts and so on. And that would be the same for each different slide. So you would go through slide by slide, presenting the data you wanted to capture, and obviously the CSS style design so it matched your branding. Now, as I said, you can build these from scratch, or you can start with a template like this and you can amend it as needed, add your own images, change the text, and so forth. So it depends on your familiarity and obviously competency level within Klaviyo, but everything's done from a WYSIWYG editor on the left, so it's all nice and easy. You've got the blocks control, so you can add different elements to your design. Here you can see just an example, zero-party data that's being captured in the default is birth date. So maybe you're going to send your customers on a birthday flow or a pre-birthday reminder that birthday is coming up and you've got a special offer for them, enticing them back. Or you may be capturing any number of bits of information. So say you had a multi-check box, a multi-tick box, or radio buttons or drop downs. You know, maybe you sell shoes and you asking people whether they like shoes or boots, trainers. You know, customers can click on the option that they're most interested in before they proceed to the next slide. With the buttons, you can control what happens. If someone clicks this, it's going to be showing the next step. So from profile info, if they click this, they'll go to the email opt-in. Here, they'll click this, they'll go to the SMS opt-in. Here, the next step will be the success screen. But even then, you can bounce them away to a separate URL, like a thank you page instead of a success slide. So everything is completely amendable, changeable based on what it is you're trying to achieve with the pop-up. And the way we like to use these multi-step forms is up front is to entice people with some buy-in, so some reason why that the customer is going to part with their information. It may be an offer, it may be some added value, an upsell or something like that. And we typically would capture zero-party data at the front end of the funnel. So information that's going to help us customize that potential customer's journey, their user journey through specific flows or specific types of messaging tailored more appropriately for them. So say we sell jewelry, we could ask the prospect, are you buying for yourself? Are you buying for someone else? Is it a spouse, a partner, a parent, a child, or whatever it may be? So we're capturing some customer profile data up front. Then we're going to ask them for their email address, and they'll be on our email list, so we'll be able to contact them through the email channel. And we may throw in another sweetener of a deal to push our SMS messaging. It might be, again, something added value, unlock something special from the website, or some extra discount, or some promotions, or SMS-only deals, or specific products that can't be accessible elsewhere, whatever it might be. We're going to entice them to also join the SMS list. People could skip these. You know, you can move on to the next slide without submitting the data. But through using multi-step, you're pacing people through up the front end. From the front end, you're gathering that zero-party data that's going to help tailor the customer's journey so it's more unique for the customer, but also it helps you zero in and get the most return from your efforts and investment, time, finances. So you know that you're sending more specific and tailored messages to those prospects that they're interested in, and it's more appropriate and specific rather than being like a scattergun approach and you're emailing them offers about everything when they might only be interested in trainers or boots or whatever it might be. So then critically, we want to get them on the email list, and your next target might be to push people into the SMS list as well. However, you can use a multi-step form in any way you see fit. fit, it might be 3 pages of zero-party data capture and then just SMS or just email before there's a success slide. So there's different uses, and you can use this and change it for what suits your goals and outcomes specifically. When you're ready, everything's set, Q&A tested. It's as simple as publishing, and then that pop-up will be live on the site based on your targeting parameters that you set up here.